Good evening, everyone. Okay, I have to put it lower because I'm shorter than her. Did you see that we showed up in matching outfits, by the way? First, thank you to the Martin Center and to the College of Charleston for this honor. It means a lot to receive this here, a place that has shaped so much of who I am. I also want to specifically thank Tom Martin, Dr. Beth Goodyear, and Dr. Ryan Milner for the work you do. The Martin Center has built something incredibly special, a place that takes mentorship seriously, not just as a concept or a nice to have, but as a responsibility. Receiving an award for mentorship is a little funny to me because if you're doing it right, it doesn't feel very official, and it's definitely not feeling award worthy. Most of the time, mentorship doesn't look like a program or a title. It looks like answering a DM from someone you've never met. It looks like buying someone a coffee and you wind up staying until dark. It looks like someone calling you because they're trying to make a decision and need someone to help think it through. Most of the time, mentorship just looks like relationships. The truth is, I didn't learn mentorship from a framework. I learned it because people did it for me. When I was a student here, there were people who saw something in me before I fully understood it myself. Professors who challenged me. Thank you, Dr. Farrar, for your inclusion in that video. People who gave me opportunities that, looking back, I was absolutely not qualified for whatsoever. And to be fair, I was also trying, or rather trying to shove, as many doors possible as I could do myself. When I graduated, I had completed 12 internships. In hindsight, I appreciate that is extremely aggressive. As I told students earlier today, you do not have to do that. But what I was really doing was trying to understand the world, trying to figure out where I fit, what I was good at, what I liked, and more importantly, what I didn't. I was trying to figure out who I was. And along the way, I kept running into people who were generous enough to show me how things actually worked. People who answered questions. People who made introductions. People who helped expand my sense of what was possible. One thing I've come to believe very deeply is this: your circle determines your ceiling. If someone has never built the kind of life you want to build, their advice will naturally reflect the limits of their own experience. You cannot ask people for directions to places they've never been. Which is why it matters so much to surround yourself with people who expand what you believe is possible. When you spend time around people building interesting things, asking bigger questions, and taking risks before they feel ready, your own sense of possibility expands too. I call these people expanders. An expander is someone whose life makes yours feel bigger. You see them doing something you didn't know was possible for someone like you, and suddenly the picture in your head changes. The ceiling moves a little higher. The path becomes a little clearer. Mentors play that role, not because they have everything figured out, but because their example shows you a version of the future you might not have imagined for yourself yet. And once you've seen what's possible, well, you can't unsee it. Proximity matters more than many of us realize. As my career has evolved, I've been fortunate to build companies, launch brands, and work in industries that move very quickly and demand a lot. For those who don't know, I have been in startup essentially my entire career. But one thing has really stayed as a constant for me. The goal is not just to find expanders. The goal is to become one yourself. To live your life in a way that quietly expands what someone else believed is possible. Every person in this room is here because someone invested in them at some point along the way. Someone gave their time. Someone gave their belief. Someone pointed toward a door that might otherwise have gone unnoticed, or worse, locked. Mentorship is simply the decision to do the same thing for someone else when it's your turn. So to the students here tonight, if you're wondering whether it's worth reaching out to someone you admire, asking for advice, or asking for help, the answer is always yes. More often than not, the people you admire remember exactly what it felt like to be where you are, and they genuinely want to help you. Earlier today, I spoke with a few students who were telling me about the decisions they're trying to make after graduation. Job offers, cities, different paths they could take. And I asked them a very simple question. Which one feels scarier? And then I told them to take that one. If I've learned anything from those 12 internships and from the mentors who guided me along the way, it's that no one ever feels completely ready for the opportunities that changed their life. But you take the shot anyway, and that's when the door opens. I'm incredibly grateful for this recognition tonight, but more than anything, I see it as a reminder of how people have helped shape my own path. So thank you again to the Martin Center, to Dr. Goodyear for her unbelievable patience with my dad's relentless follow-ups during my senior year of high school, to Tom Martin for teaching me what crisis communication was long before I realized how useful it would become and how quickly I would need it, to Dr. Ferrara, who taught my two most formative classes of my college experience, to Dr. LV, who taught me how to write a press release, something I did not know I would ever need to use again until the past 48 hours when we announced our $10 billion valuation news. Woo! And most importantly, to the College of Charleston and the Department of Communication for giving me so much. I am deeply grateful, and I promise I am just getting started. Thank you.